How dare you!
You have stolen my childhood with your honest reviews, and my controller is the best. I will be disliking you till the end.
How dare you!
What?
That speech reflects the growing public outrage.
Not again! What's up YouTube? Welcome to Roman Does Consumer Tips, and today we're looking at quite a few controllers for Nintendo Switch. And this on me is not a parachute, it's not a backpack, this is Woojer. If you want to know what Woojer is, this is a haptic response vest, and the rest I'll tell you about it in my next video. So make sure you hit that subscribe and like button to keep up to date with the video when it comes out. But going back to the controllers, I scavenged them from all corners of Amazon with one sole purpose: to find out if the cheaper ones are worth it and if they're comparable to the more expensive ones. And the results are actually interesting. Here's the price range for all the controllers that I have on my desk right now. So let's see what works and what doesn't. On the first side, all these controllers are identical to each other, more or less, and you would expect them to function in about the same manner. But is it so? Let's find out. Our next controller is coming from the Stoga brand again, and I actually had a lot of hopes for this controller because I love it and they have so many different shapes and sizes it comes in. Just have a look on Amazon, it's amazing. I picked this Panda controller because it reminds me of my cat, and just look at it, it's amazing. It's just like on a picture. And I have to say is that even though the idea behind it and the comfort and the grip are pretty good, even for large hands, even though it's made for kids, the thumbsticks are horrible on this thing. They're tiny and they're plastic. They also have this weird shape on the triggers that definitely make it interesting to use and hold your fingers around, because it also provides the additional support when you're holding the controller. But then, same as with this previous Stoga controller and the one before that, it's lacking the vibration response. Like, it's absolutely uncontrollable when you're trying to reach a place and navigate based on the vibration. However, it feels like they tried to make the responsive vibration on this controller series. It kind of starts and stops, while the previous ones, this one was just like vibrating non-stop. Vibration motor in this thing is probably not as strong as in the other model, so the overall vibration is a bit more pleasant, if you can say that, and when it vibrates, that's how loud it is. All the buttons and everything else vibrates together with the controller, but I find that the buttons, the control buttons here on the Joy-Con, they're not as responsive, and sometimes you end up missing the certain actions because simply response is not there. So if you're looking for a controller for your kids and the level of vibration and details is not as necessary for them as it is for me playing this game, this definitely could be something nice and cute for them to be using on a daily basis. I'm not sure about the longevity of this controller, taking into account that all these triggers are sticking out, so if you drop it in some weird position, there's a big chance that you might break one of the buttons. I think this controller has the potential for the smaller kids, and I'll keep it on my left side with the things that are somewhat usable for Nintendo Switch, even though definitely I would not buy it again for myself to use. Now, before I sum up this video, let's make sure you hit that like and the subscribe button and the bell icon below. Let's tickle those YouTube algorithms and help other people find this video, as I think it would be helpful to many folks just like yourself. Now back to the controllers. As we discovered, the price and brand don't really matter that much when you're buying an additional controller for your Nintendo Switch, but what matters is the vibration response, the built-in gyro, and the overall tactile feel of the controller. And with that said, I have to say that all the Hori controllers turned out to be horrible. Maybe that's why the entire brand is called Hori, but definitely avoid them, they're not worth it and they are on the mid to higher range of the price scale here. At the same time, try to avoid any of the random controllers just like this one, since many of them are poorly made and the overall longevity of this controller are questionable. How long will it last? Then we covered some of these funny shaped controllers by the same company, by the way, who makes one of these. And I can tell you that if you're buying it for the kids, this could be a good choice, as long as your kids are careful with their toys. Then we have one of these controllers that I prefer to like most of this on the table. And for its price, I think it does pretty good job. It feels solid and well built. Definitely something that any user on a budget should check out. Then we have the Pro Controller, the original Pro Controller by Nintendo, and to be honest, I'm slightly disappointed because for the price point, it's not really worth it. Yes, it's not as expensive as the Pro Controllers for Xbox, let's say, but still, I personally feel like the original Joy-Cons that come with the Nintendo Switch are doing job just fine. And the only reason why I would choose the Pro Controller by Nintendo over, let's say, the Game Sir, which I really liked, is the vibration. But if your games don't require that specific tactile, precise vibration, then maybe Game Sir is actually a great alternative because it can be paired with a lot of other devices, it has great sensors built into it for the gyro, and the overall features, even that additional hook for the cell phone, are definitely a plus. So it's unbeatable at its price point across all these controllers, except for the Pro Controller and of course the original Joy-Cons. Here's a quick Roman score for all these controllers. And on that note, I'll see you again. Make sure you're subscribed because some cool videos coming out shortly. See you soon.